What would you do for Chupa Chups? What would you do for a whole bucket of Chupa Chups? Would you do 100 push-ups? Would you do 20 chin-ups? Would you clean the toilets? It's really surprising what people would do for something they really want. My name's Jason, and today's lesson is from Matthew chapter 15, and we are looking at a woman who really wanted something from Jesus. Her daughter had evil spirits, and evil spirits can be a lot of trouble. They normally come from people worshipping false gods. And this woman wanted Jesus to help her daughter. Jesus had power and authority over evil spirits and sickness. The problem is, this woman was not one of God's people, the Israelites. She was a Canaanite, and the Canaanites and the Israelites were not friends. They were not friends for a very, very long time. And this woman has come to ask Jesus for help. And Jesus, it seems, doesn't want to help her. I came only for the lost sheep of Israel, Jesus says to this woman. You know, the girl was probably in trouble because Canaanites worshipped false gods. And now this woman comes to Jesus. Please help me, Jesus. This woman needed Jesus' help. It seems to me that Jesus was almost rude to her. What do you think? Does that seem like what Jesus was doing? This woman really wanted Jesus to help her. Her daughter was in big trouble and only Jesus could help. And she believed that Jesus would be kind enough to help her, even though she was a Canaanite, even though she was not a person who deserved God's kindness. She thought Jesus would help her anyway, that God's kindness was big enough to help people who were far from Him. Jesus made it tough for her. He said to her, "It's not right for the children's bread to be tossed to the dogs." And she believed that Jesus would be kind, and she insists, and she says to him, "It is right. Even the dogs get the crumbs from the master's table." She had amazing faith, bold faith. She wants Jesus to be kind, and she asks him to help her daughter. And Jesus sees her faith and says, "Your faith is great. Your daughter is healed." Thank goodness Jesus helped her daughter. I wonder, was Jesus testing this woman's faith? Was he trying to see how far she would go for something that she really wanted? Well, we can tell that this woman really wanted help, and she would do whatever it took to get that help. There's a lot we can learn from this woman. We can learn, like she has, that God helps those who are near Him and far from Him. When she was asking Jesus, Jesus was there to help the people of Israel. But we know now that God was rescuing the whole world through Jesus. And what was true for that Canaanite woman is also true for all of us, that God's grace and His kindness is for everybody in the whole world, not just for Israelites. But there's this other thing that I think we learn from this woman, and that's her boldness, that she persisted even when it looked like things were tough. Sometimes I think we don't have bold faith. We give up maybe too early. And what this woman does is she doesn't give up. She really, really wants it, and she goes for it. I wonder if we could have that kind of faith too, that we would want Jesus even when things are tough, even when things are a bit confusing, even when there are big challenges. We will do whatever it takes to take a hold of Jesus and to follow Him with all of our lives. I think that's what that woman did, and we can learn from her, don't you think?